Good morning. It is, what is today? Wednesday the 11th, and I'm making tea, as you can hear in the background, and I put my 2 weeks notice in today. I'll admit, I was a little nervous for a professional office job. This was my first time doing it, so that was different. Oddly enough, it's been like 2 hours since I've announced it, and nobody's really said anything. My manager hasn't emailed me back. I don't know, I probably gave them a shock, so there we have it. Oh, I say that a lot, don't I? There we have it. Making tea, and I don't know, really not much going on today. We did some packing after my husband got back from work. Yeah, totes, moving totes. When you're moving, don't use plastic totes. Lesson learned. We had thought in the beginning, oh yeah, we'll just put everything in totes and then we wouldn't have to worry about things getting wet. Moving would be so easy. Yeah, don't do that. Totes are not very uniform. They tend to be very large, and so if you are packing a lot of things into it, it adds a lot of weight, and it bulks down easily. So I wouldn't suggest using totes, plastic totes of any size. And another thing is, if you live in a colder climate too, it does change the way the plastic reacts too. So I mean, one slight drop, especially filled with a lot of things, cracks it. And so you don't have to worry about that with boxes. And so we ended up converting quite a few of our plastic totes into the uniform Home Depot boxes, so it's just a lot easier to stack. You're not wasting any space if you're packing it into a pod, which we are. And so that's what we've been doing for the past few days, is getting everything that was previously into totes into smaller boxes. So there's a quick packing tip there. We are moving a lot of things to a pod and having that stored for a good 6 or 8 months or so until we can get settled in Seattle. We're packing immediate things, and that's coming with us in a little trailer that we're hitching to our cars. So that's kind of what is going on with, I guess, how we're packing in stages. And maybe I'll show you what I've decided to bring with us. So we've got, I think we can have up to 27 boxes that would fit into one of those U-Haul trailers that you can hitch to your car. So that's what we've got. Packing's a lot of work, I will say that. It is just never ending. I feel like we've got so much stuff. Oh, that's another thought. I've noticed with, I like the concept of minimalism. I love the aesthetic of it, and I like the mentality and the guidelines that you have for being a minimalist. And I think I've watched way too many videos on minimalism, and I've done a lot of reading on it. It kind of worked out because, like I said, in the past couple years we've really pared down a lot of things, and that really worked out for us having to move across country, because the more things you have, obviously it costs a lot more to move. But it got to a point where I think I became a little addicted to it, and so I found I felt almost guilty that I wasn't getting rid of things or enough things that satisfied me. It got to a point where I was getting down to the bare bones. Like, I couldn't donate any more that I wanted because everything that I have now is really sentimental to me, or it's practical and we need it. But I still feel like we have so much stuff. And I know minimalism is really a personal thing. It's different for everybody. Some people can do with a lot less. Some people can keep a lot more things and feel very comfortable with it. And I go on and off with that. I feel like I sometimes just get into this moment of, oh my God, I'm not donating enough, when in the past 2 years I can't even tell you how many things we've donated. Carloads upon carloads upon carloads. And then there are other times where I'm like, you know what, I'm fine. This is good. We've reached our comfortable level of things that we want to keep. I don't know, does that make sense? Do you guys feel like that, where you get into this groove of, you get inspired and motivated because you see other people getting rid of so many things, or they live a certain way and you're like, yes, I want to do that. And then you kind of get frustrated with yourself because you're not reaching that level. And I know in the back of my mind that, you know, everybody's different. It's different. It has to be customized to everybody. I don't know, that's just kind of what I've been feeling in the past month or so. This huge, like, I'm not donating enough, we can get rid of so much more and we would just have less to move. And I think maybe it's because I have this in the back of my mind that once we get to Seattle, this is us. Just my husband and I are unloading everything. So those are my thoughts, I guess, on minimalism. I like it, but it's kind of like a love-hate thing because it makes me feel like I'm not getting rid of enough. So I don't know, let me guys know if you guys feel like that too, like especially come time of like spring cleaning and whatnot, and you kind of have this picture in your mind that you have to live up to, but realistically you know that it's just not for everybody. I don't know, just let me know, guys. So I've been researching for a while places to donate a lot of my beauty products that have been unused from subscription boxes like Ipsy and Julep, and I just had so many products that I wasn't going to use, and I didn't want them to go to waste because they were unused. So I finally found a place called the Benedict Center, and I'm so glad that they have replied back because I emailed them yesterday saying that I had so many products from subscription boxes, all unused, all clean, all sanitary, all, you know, still within the use by date. And they got back to me right away saying that they would love to accept my donation. And I am so happy that I have been able to find some place before we left, because I wanted them to go to a good cause. And this place that looks like is an interfaith nonprofit criminal justice agency working with victims, offenders, and the community to achieve a system of justice that is fair and treats everyone with dignity and respect. And they do have a little blurb on especially helping women, victims of like spousal abuse and, you know, hard circumstances where they've fallen into maybe not so great lines of work and they've managed to get out. I'm just really happy that I could contribute to such a great cause, and so I'm trying to work out with my husband to see when we can drop all this off, because unfortunately they're only open office hours, so 8:30 to 4:30, which is the same time that I work, and so does my husband. So we're trying to make sure that we can get all of this skincare, beauty, and hair care products to these women. So, you know, hopefully in my small way I can make a difference and maybe brighten their day, because these women, I'm sure, have gone through so much more, and you know, who doesn't like a little lift me up and things like that. So yay, I'm really happy about this. Got my leaves candle burning there. I think it's one of my favorites from Bath & Body because to me it smells like apple cider. So, fresh apple cider, in fact. So I've got that burning right now. I am just editing a video which I will be posting soon. I'm actually on a roll with posting now that I'm doing vlogs. I have no idea why, but I'm just feeling very inspired right now. So I've got that, and I'm watching, or I was watching Wife Me and Tea vlogs on my phone, because I just went up there and made a cup of tea. I really like their vlogs. They're a young couple who just had a baby and they happen to live in a tiny house. I watch a lot of YouTubers who have tiny house channels because I myself and my husband are planning to build our own when we move to Seattle. And go check out their channel, guys. They're just so delightful. They're so upbeat and happy, and I love watching their videos. They're short vlogs, but they kind of give you a snippet of what it's like to, you know, live in, I think they live in the Carolinas, South Carolina, I think, in a tiny house with a baby. Baby Joy, who just arrived not too long ago. So go check out their channel, because they're just a fun, nice couple to watch. Job hunting. that is something that I'm not looking forward to with this whole move. It's easy for my husband because he already has his job. He's just going remote, so he's going to be able to do an at-home setup. I unfortunately cannot take my job with me because it does require me to be in the office a couple days of the week. And so I've got to do this whole work on my resume, update my LinkedIn and everything all over again, and I'm really not looking forward to it because I hate it. I hate the job hunting experience. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there who feels the same way. It's just the whole, I mean, I'm a happy person, but I feel like you have to be like an extra special sort of peppiness to job hunting and interviewing. And I hate interviewing. I hate the stupid questions that they ask you. I'll be honest here, guys. Some of them just ask the most ridiculous questions. And they'll repeat the same question but in a different variation to see how you answer it. And it's like, come on, just straight up ask me the question that you want. Ugh, just not digging it. Okay, there's my rant about it. So excited. One of my absolute favorite things to do in the fall is bake up a lot of roasted vegetables. Bake up a lot of root vegetables with onions and apples. There's butternut squash in there. I think potatoes, sweet potatoes, anything that you can find, I'll just pretty much throw in there for a roast, and then we'll have it with like a starch, like a quinoa or something like that. So that's what we've got going on for dinner. Turning the light off. And we've got a nice fire going. My husband built up a really cozy one, so that's warming us up. Love that thing. I love the smell of a fireplace. Oh, you know what? This thing is one of the best things I've ever purchased. I think it was like $25. It's an Easy Ack, whatever it is. But what it is it's a backup charger for your phone or tablet or something. So once this is fully charged, it will actually charge up your tablet or your iPad, a full charge, and then you get half of a charge left for like your phone or something, or it can charge your phone up several times. I love this thing. It is quite heavy, but I got it for my trip to London and it worked out perfectly because, I don't know, it's just something about this. It lasts a long time, and so I really like it. So if you're looking up a pretty heavy duty, I guess, backup battery, this would be a good one to look into.